Okay. A very good day to our honorable participant. Today's topic is thesis writing and publication. My name is Jessica Nangko Anajafi, second MC for this segment. I would like to invite our wonderful speaker, Dr. Nur Mariana binti Muhammad Din, a senior lecturer and head of Department Business and Accountancy at Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, University Malaysia Kelantan. Before we highlight an important notes from Dr. Nur Mariana, I will describe a little bit of speaker's CV. Dr. Nur Mariana binti Muhammad Din has obtained her PhD in Management in Islamic Social Finance, Master by Research in Finance, Graduate Bachelor of Business Administration in Finance. Dr. Nur Mariana participated in the research journey by Central Postgraduate Student CPAs at University Malaysia Kelantan, also participated in the Financial Freedom at Kuala Lumpur, and received awards as a Best Presenter for ICOB 2013, Best Debate in Piala Rector University Technology Mara, and many more achievements during her career. Please allow me to welcome Dr. Nur Mariana binti Muhammad Din to deliver her sharing in thesis writing and publication. Welcome, Dr. Nur Mariana.
Thank you very much to Jessica. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon to all of you. So Puja Kumari, I can see your little son there. So cute. All right. First of all, I want to say that thank you very much to Professor Dr. Balakrishnan for this part of very big opportunities to me to join with this particulars of international. We call that this is a part of international. Yes, Prof. The international virtual
Yes.
on the thesis writing and publication. This is one of the wonderful experience to me, actually, Prof, to join with you and join with the Indians, and also we join to the Malaysians with the Malaysian Industrial Relations and the Human Resources Association, the Mirha Malaysians. So hopefully my session here can be act as your getting the better improvement in terms of your thesis writing and the publications. All right. Let's say I have to say before with what is here by the Jessica. I am Nur Mariana binti Muhammadin from the University Malaysia Kelantan. Actually, I am the one of the mentee from Professor Dr. Balakrishnan. So I am also, we call that the learning process like you all. So just we are going to this session with the informal session. We go to the discussion part that is combined with my experience that is doing the PhD, and also my experience finish my PhD during the, we call that earlier age we call is very young PhD holders, and also very young for the examiner for the PhD and the master, and then very young for the supervisor for the PhD students and the master. I have around the four international students come from the Ghana. So I just know that here also from the Ghana, and also from the China, and also from the come from the Malaysias, and also Indonesia, Prof. Okay. So let's we begin with our topic today's. Before this, from the we call that from the Dr. Mania Rasi, that she is sharing about the part of the methodology. Actually, the part of the methodology is part of the qualitative approach. My major is going to the quantitative approach, but as said by Dr. Maniarsi previously, the parts of the important things of the research before we go to jump of the methodology, which methodology that we need to choose, either from the qualitative or the quantitative. the most important things is the part of the problem statement. So I would like to share this night. So the Malaysia is night just now. So I want to share with you all about the part of very important things in the thesis. When I become for the examiner, I will look, the first part is problem statement. So that is the problem in your thesis. So that is your problem in your life, right? So we go to the first slide. Okay, I will share my slide first. Can you see that?
Not yet, Doctor.
Not yet, no? Okay, I will stop printing first. Maybe I go into my screen first. All right. Can you see that?
All right. Yes, Doctor.
All right. Okay, is it a have the problem? Please, Jessica, let me know. Okay, so please stop me if I have the any question from the audience. Okay, let's start with the writing. How to write the problem? The very good of the writing of the problem statement. I can say that I am good in the writing of problem statement because during my PhD part, it also my Viva session, many of the issues in terms of my problem statement, right? That's why that it happened to me. That is begins to me my good experience to me to share with all the PhD holder, share with my all the students the most important things in the thesis. If the examiners ask to you about what is actually your problem in your thesis, that is the big of the problem situation that you need to face. That means that the examiner is not understand and is not clear about your problem. When there is beginning, is the problem statement is not clear, so the rest of your content in your thesis is also facing the problem. So that is important things. Okay, so but by my side, if I begin become of call that the examiner, I get one of the thesis and I read the first part. I read the problem statement. If problem statement is not too clear, so that is very big a problem to the candidate. Okay, so the problem statement is a part of the issues, is the parts of the gaps. So we go to move. Next part is, okay, before we go into the deeps of the content, so I'm trying to discuss with you all about the how to write the problem statement first, and then we are connecting to the how to find the issues, and then from the issue we find the gaps in the research. So after that, all this we have done for the 2D topics. So how to start it, how to write it. Okay? So that is the problem when we are putting this pen, and then we have the one piece of the paper. What we should do, we study it. How to study it, how to get the ideas. So we need to have the smart of a technique, the smart of the structure for the problem statement, for the develop of the issues. Okay, so before we are going to depths of the problem statement, so let me introduce a little bit about me. I am Nomarena. I more prefer the pupil call me as Una, UNA. So I am for the part of head of department business and accountants of the faculty international and business. At the same time, I also involved so many we call that there's so many of the research in terms of the field of the Islamic finance or Islamic social finance and also the finance. Because my degree is the finance, my master goal, I jumped to the master in the Islamic in the finance by doing the fully of the research around 1 year, around 1 year only, and then go to finish my PhD around almost 4 years for the research. So this is when we looking of these pictures, we are know that who is who is she? She is Rani Mukherjee. Am I right? Because we are I related with the India, so I am the big fans of the Rani Mukherjee, and I hopefully that my profile will be changed for the Rani Mukherjee faces. So when we are going to look a the beautiful pages, the beautiful pictures for the first, okay, for the first of the presentation. So that it seems like you are presenting the good, the very nice of problem statement. There will be change the examiner mood, examiner feelings. So when I read the very clear, very good of the problem statement, there is very nice problem statement like Rani Mukherjee. So it will be nothing problem for the next page. Okay, because we have I don't know, I am doing the PhD by presenting the 5 chapter only, but some of the people go to the 6, 7 chapter. By the 5 chapter, if no problem in the problem statement, that will be clear until the 5 chapter at the end of the chapter. So we go move to the next part. Correct. So when we talk about the problem is that the problem, what is the problem statement? Okay, we need to explore the big idea. What is the big idea we need to know? We want to explore. We want to investigate. We want to identify, because that these things will be conducted with you until the end of your study. If you are wrong in the problem statement, if you are wrong in the issues, you will be wrong in your methodology. There will be wrong on methodology, there will be wrong to the analysis and go to the discussions. So the parts or the one of very basic, very we call that the fundamentals of the research is identify the issues, identify the gaps, identify the problem statement. Okay, because this is a part will lead to the research objective, research questions, and it's be intended to your research. So that is very important. So now you are you are going to listen by Dr. Mania Rasi for the methodology. So how are you feeling right now? Is it you are very interested for this next of topic, or you are feeling that you are very happy that you are knowing the methodology first, and then you know that to know what the kind of the suitable methodology you need to explore about the problem statement. So if I can say that mostly I can because I follow this part of the workshop at the beginning from the Dr. Mani RC, and I can see that from there you are very clear picture for the methodology. Next we go backwards. We go backwards to go to the problem statements. Okay, so hopefully you enjoy with my sharing sessions, because this is a part of the discussion only. Okay, it's discussion. If you want to sharing your feeling, you want to share your problem, you want to share your issue that is very suitable in your research, it's okay, just share it. Okay, so the most important things of the problem statement is one of the challenging for me, the challenges part of PhD, challenging part of the PhD. So I can say that the problem statement here, when we are doing the PhD, doing the PhD and to want to complete the PhD, because that is involved in very higher commitment from the side of the family, commitment with the time management, and yeah, and also commitment for the finance. Okay, the finance. So that is most of the challenges that in my life to complete my PhD. And the part of my PhD, very challenges part is the problem statement, because I can remember that So many times I'm change my title, my problem statement, change my issues, because they have is not have very clear about what is the problem statement. What is problem statement? We can say that I can see so many of my previous student from the master, from the PhD, they are just focusing on the issues that is lack of the study in this area only. So what I mean here, when we asking, when I am the examiner or a supervisor, when I ask my student, why you choose this topic, why you choose this issue? Oh, because this issues is a lack of the study in this area. The previous is no study is in this area. That is not a problem. Actually, that is not a problem. So switch your mind, switch your understanding. Once that you are choosing the topic, choosing the issue, you choose is because the lack of the study in this area. It's not a very strong justification what that is the problem. And then the second one is uh, it's not give it the pictures, the clear picture, that is not a problem. Once the study were carried out elsewhere but not done locally, there is more to the demographic. Okay, it means that I can say that this topic is not doing at Malaysia. Is this topic is totally doing at the Ghana, Nigeria. So that is not the problem. Okay, that is not a problem. So why? If I become the examiner, I can see, I can ask the candidate. So why? So what? What the problem here? The Ghana have solved that problem, and you want to solve that problem to the Malaysia. Are you confident that the Malaysia have facing the same problem at the Ghana? So that the question means that you are not too clear about your topic, your issues. Okay, so I'm so sorry, a little bit spelling here, little bit error spelling. So next part is the studies were carried out using a particular types of the sample, but mine will use a different types of sample. That is some of the problem. That is a part of the unit analysis actually. When we call about, okay, what the different your study with another study? What are you different with your issue with another issue? Okay, let me explain, ma'am. Let me explain, doctor. My study is actually is particularly by using organization, but the previous study is by using the unit analysis in individual. So what is the problem? Okay, so that is not we call as problem. Okay, so please remind your mind that is not the problem, that is not the issues, that is not enough to say that the issues. The fourth is the studies have found some factors, but I want to find more factors. It's like that you are using the theory, you like say the theory plain behavior, TPB. It is have the three of the variable TBB. We call the attitude, subjective norm. We have the perceived behavioral control. So three of the factor it is actually have very good explainings in the theory, and then you put some of the other factors. So you think that that is the problem, or you put the moderator if quantitative moderator. If you put mediator, you want to look like it's very wow research, but you don't solve the problem. So this become your problem in your viva. So please beware once that you are choosing the topic, the issues, not going to making the compare. That is a lack of the study in this area. That is have to carry out the L the elsewhere, but not done locally. This study is using this type of the sample, but my sample is a different sample. Okay, maybe you are going to the changes about the unit of analysis, and you are putting at some of the other factors. Okay, so some other factors, is it they will be solve the problem. Okay, so that is not a problem actually. So please remind yourself, if you are writing the article, if you are writing the thesis, if you are uh, prepare for the publications, so it's need to clear that it's not necessary, it's not compulsory to change the topic by making as the different, or the changes of the sample, the changes of the factors. Because I know that some of the academician itself, some academician, one of the topics that is already published, okay, and then they are going to the change with the another topic, but the content is same with the previous, but the end add some of the factors, add some of the variable, change the sample, but the issues is not different, it's not change. So that is the problem when we making of the publication. It's not a very high of the quality of the publications. So we go to the next part. All right, we go to the it's a brainstorming time. Okay, so what is a problem statement? So I need the sum of the we call that the sum of brainstorming from you all. Okay, so can I get some of response from you all? What is problem statement? Anyone? Anyone?
Ma'am, it is a research question, ma'am, actually.
Yes. Thank you very much, Praveen. Anyone?
Thank you, ma'am.
It's good. So you are clear that here. Anyone? Anyone? I need some of response from you all, because we are going to discussion part.
Identifying, ma'am, Megha Patil, identifying what has not been done or touched in the area of research, and tapping on it will
Yes.
be the research problem.
Yes, I can. Yes, it's good. It's good, Meha. Thank you very much. It looks like to find the gaps. The gaps.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, Megha. Anything else?
What we are going to justify in our conclusion.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Yasmin, you want to say something?
Yes, I am. I have done my PhD. I am an assistant professor in botany. So your lecture is very impressive lecture for me, for all of them. So I am telling I share my idea about that. Quantity and quality is the very important part of the PhD.
Yeah.
Very important part, because I belong to my science subject. My subject is botany. Quantity and quality is a very important part of the PhD or thesis, everything. So this is my very impressive, your lecture, your session. Thank you so much. Most welcome.
Thank you, Yasmin. That is a part of the design, the research design. Yes, Prof. Thank you, Prof. All right. So the rest of your answer from the Pradin Mega. So thank you very much. My intention is, Prof. Yasmin, this session is part of the discussion. In the class also, for my class, I'm teaching the financial management, I'm teaching the economy, I'm teaching the Islamic finance. So during my class, I need some of the discussion, because because we are going to the online, Prof. Online. When we go to the online, so the class will be go to the board, right? The class is so silent, just listen my lecture. So I need to know your side. What is your understanding your side? So thank you very much, Prof. Okay, Megha, you put your hand.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you said some of the points which do not define a problem. Like nowadays, like in all the areas, research has been taken up, and a lot of research has been done on all the topics. And what is the problem? Like if we carry out a research by taking something which has been done, but localizing it and looking at the socio-cultural background.
Okay.
What is the problem if we do that, ma'am?
Sorry, Mega. There are things that we are need to focus that the issue what we are doing the PhD because we want to solve the one or two problem or three problem, right? So that issue is the issue is must be become maybe it's become from the locally or maybe it's become by the internationally or abroad, but we don't giving the some of the reason that we put this issue because the issues they have been done by the internationally by the out of the local, and we are apply these issues to the locally. So from my side, there is not a very sufficient of very nice sufficient and very good, very strong of the justification why you do that research. The first one that you are using the one of the part of problem statement, you need to find out the gaps first part, and you need to find out your currents of the issues. Okay, you need to find out the very suitable issues that you need to explore. Okay, so before we go the further, so I need to continue my sharing first. Okay, and then we are going to move to the next question and next discussion. Okay. Okay, whatever has said by members in the floor with this night, the problem statement itself is what can I say with it is a part of the gaps. Okay, the parts of the gaps, the parts of the issues. Okay, the parts we want to need to explore, and we need not to detect the solve of the problem, because we want to giving when we are doing the quantitative or qualitative. So we want to produce the novelty in the research, okay, novelty of the research. So the problem statement itself is difficult due to know the factors, the lack of the understanding, the lack of effective tools, the bad things, okay, the bad thing that will be happen or already happening, and the good things are not happening. Okay, so means that when we you identify the problem, it's difficult to know the major of the factor. That's why it's become as a part of the lack of the understanding. You lack of the understanding the parts is of the theories, the lack of the parts of the practitioners, the lack of the part of the managerials. So all the things is become as the parts of the problem statement. So we are going to the refer for the problem in the past. So by what's of the medium that problem in the past that we need to making of the reference. The first part is part of the previous research. So we are going to more reading about the literatures. Okay, I need a research. So the problem statement, we are going to making of the issues. We are making the issue actually for the problem statement. We are making the issues. So the issues is a need to solve. So I need a research that is compulsory to me, because there is a very giving clear picture for the solving the problem. Okay, for example, the problem in terms of the financial management. So we will talk about the financial management is too abroad, too general. So we're going to the financial management. What kind of the financial management that we need to focus? Is it from the working capital management? Is it working for the financial analysis? Is it for working to the part of the budgeting? So the parts of this particulars of the issues, the specific of the issue. So I need a research. So I'm doing that way because I want to solving the problem. Okay, so that is a query on to the next point to solve this problem. So what kind of the problem? We need to have the what the problem. So that is very the first question when we are thinking about the first clear picture for the thesis. We need to have the first one is what the problem. So how the problem to solve it. Okay, So the part of this question maybe give the very specific and very very good of the problem statement. All right, so we are going to the how to write the problem statement. So firstly, for my side, I can say that during my PhD and also what I prefer to my student for PhD and the master student, how to write a problem statement. I will request my student and also for my side also do a true review of the literature review. Okay, first of all. So we making of the literature review, not only a reading of the literature review, not only reading the thesis, not only reading of the article genus, but you need critiques of that article genus and other genus. Okay, what is kind of the critics? We are doing the literature review metric. What the meaning of the literature review metric? We need to summarize. We don't need to bring out all the things, because my pattern, my precept is going to the smart study. So I'm not prefer to bring out all the articles originals. Okay, and making some the very, I'm not going to the file, give the very, keep all the things in very structured, but I keep in only for the soft copy. Okay, but I'm doing the summarize for the literature review. So I'm doing the summarize of literature review here. Is about the critics of the critical review. Why I'm doing that ways? Okay, literature review of metric is part of the first part. We are want to remarks, or we want to argue the literature review, the past study. Okay, the past study have going investigate the issues, but the past study is lack of that some of the area. Okay, and then the next part we go to the understand the chapter 1 structure. Okay, we go to understand of the chapter 1 structure. I can see that there is the same view, the same point. Okay, but it's okay. I'm going the next point. Okay, so we go to understand the chapter 1 structure. So what will happen to understand the chapter 1 structure? We are going to write in the background of study. Okay, once we have done the literature review, okay, we have done the literature review, we are going to understand the chapter 1 structure. The first structure of the chapter 1 is going to the background of study. So that is the problem of the starting with the background of the study. How the student want to write the background of the study for the first sentence, the first paragraph. So my suggestion to my students, my suggestion to my candidates of PhD or master, once that we are going to background writing, we go to the above issue. We draw the pyramid. You know that pyramid, okay? So pyramid here, hierarchy here. So we go to the narrow down of the specific issue. So we go about the general issue. Like my student from the Ghana, okay? He is doing the PhD about the working capital issue for the climate change for the SME. Okay, so we are going to general view of the climate change. What is the means of the climate change? What is it happen to the climate change? What the issues of the climate change? And we go to the narrow down in terms of the finance. We have this effect for the climate change for the finance. What the effect of the climate change towards of the finance is going to narrow down again for the working capital management. So working capital management, what the issue of the working capital management during the climate change. So we go narrow down again, and then we write that the issue is come from the climate change, with the issues is come from the finance, and we go to the working capital, and last part that will be given to the effect to the organization as well as known as the SME. So once that we are presenting the good, very understanding of the chapter 1 structure for the background, we go to summarize all the things of the background with the clear justification at the problem statement. At the problem statement, we write in the problem statement. I also aware about the issue is terms of the problem statement, the specifications of the one paragraph to another paragraph, paragraph to another paragraph. So the first paragraph, the first issues. Okay, clear up the first paragraph, the first issue. And then there is a direct sentence in the problem statement. No need to become as the author of the books. So you don't need to write everything for the background, because the problem statement is just for the statement. It's just for the statement. So the statement is unique to justification. Your justification, the reason why you choose that topic. Why you choose that topic. So that is the reason. Once that we choose that topic, that we want to clear about what we know. Okay, what we know. What the problem is. What we don't know. What we don't know about that issues. What they want to know. So we need to know that everything, and we need to question once that we want to write the problem statement. Okay, and then what also we as the researcher, also the readers wants to find out. So once that the particulars of the questions is clear, that will be you to write a very specific problem statement. So once that we are prefer the problem statement is one of the direction to a part of the justification your topic. So justification your topic, it should be have the fact in your problem statement, the first part. It should be have the data. It should be have the statistic. Okay, why you make this argument? Let's say you make the argument for the previous study. Why you choose that the previous study is not enough to solve that problem. So your study is enough to solve that problem. So for my opinion, the PhD, the parts of the research is part of the argument. It's the part of we want to debate that we are in the right side. So we are doing that problem. We are doing issues of that problem because that is happen and giving the effect to the others. Okay, giving the effect to the others. When we want to write the problems as statements, so we are going to making the summarize of the previous of the study. Why? Because we want to know that the parts of the critical issues, the parts of the gaps, the parts of the very, we call that the very current issues, the criticals of the review of literature review. So that is the steps of how to write the problem statement. Okay, when we go into this part, what I purposely I suggest to my students, they are not to be the first part. They are not. I'm not suggest them to making the fully of the problem statement. I'm just giving this particulars of this table, the 3 question only. If she or he can answer this question by doing that research, so I can move to the problem statement by writing of the problem statement. So the first of all, what is the problem? So I giving this part, this technique to my student, as well as it will be giving the clear picture, because during the Viva, I can found that so many candidates during the Viva is just read the PowerPoint, reading the PowerPoint, all the specific words, specific particulars of the words at the PowerPoint. They are only read on the PowerPoint. Once that read on the PowerPoint, the examiner will detect that the student is not have the clear picture for their thesis of their for their study. So I once that that is happened during the Viva, the previous of the Viva, I say that I'm become of the chair of the Viva and become the examiner of the Viva. So I'm trying to making the sum of, because I'm the finance fields. So I am the structures, and my brain is fully with the tables. So I'm just asking for my student, put in all the things that you want to do in table, and then we go to the writing. Okay, so what is the problem? So the problem is, so you put your problem in this table, and then how do we know this is a problem? So you what is this is a part of your justification. Okay, your justification, your reason why you choose that problem. Okay, and then how we will know when we solve this problem. So what is kinds of the solutions that you maybe produce or maybe suggest to your research to solve that problem? Is it you develop the new theory? Okay, is it you are making new of the frameworks, right? If you're making a new of the variables, the making of the moderator, mediator, are you using the some of the mechanism that will be solve your problem? Okay, so that is a part of my step for my PhD student, and also during the Viva. So during the Viva, during the presentation of proposal defense, I noticed that Nazani Dara pun come to the proposal defense soon. So this is a part actually once it's a very very important part, very important part. When you are successful to defend your problem statement, successful to justify your problem is so important things. So I can say that your research is go to the smooth until you buy that. All right. So we are going to the next part. All right. When I'm going to discuss about what is the problem statement the previously, some of you say that it looks like the gaps. Okay, the gaps. So the gaps is here to help the located your research problem. So the gap here, one where you want to meet your gaps here. So the first part is you are doing the literature review. You are doing the literature review. At least for the master and the PhD, at least when I go into the my supervisor, he say that you should have the metric for literature review first. I'm very confident at time because I want to write. I want to write my problem statement. I want to write background of study. I want to write research question and research topic. But when I'm going to see my supervisor, and then my supervisor say, no, you don't do that. You just do it. To me, the summarize of literature review first. You need to read the 100th article at least, and the 100th of the argument for each of the article. That is so very short. Very short. I'm so unmotivated for the 1 week, 2 weeks. I think that what the purpose of this part? Okay, once that I have clear the literature review, I'm making the table for literature review. The first column is for the author. The very important is the authors and the year. The next column is the titles. Okay, all the names of the issues of that particular research. And the next column, we are going to know the issues that to explore by that previous research. And the last column, the argument. So that is the challenges column that need to fulfill. Okay, the argument. The S argument itself is doing the gaps. Okay, doing the gaps. That is with to help sorry. Boleh. Cakap tak habis kan? Okay. To help to locate your research problem. Okay, so for your thesis and your SAP. So the question must be clear. So the issues, what the issues that you want to study. The concerns, okay, the concern, your intentions, your focus to address behind of the study. Okay, behind of the study. And then what is the novelty and your contribution if your study is done. Okay, that is more important things because that will reflect to your discussion part. Okay, reflect your study, your discussion part. When we are going to discussion, so we go back to the problem. Is it mesh? Is this mesh? These are the technical issues. Okay, so I want to share about the technical issue during the Viva. Once the examiner, what is the sum of the thesis, they go into the mesh, the problem statement, what they have justified, what they have a highlight of the issue. Is it have the good answer for the research question and achieve the each of the research objective, and then how they are going to the discussion part by relating the problem statement. So that is why is the study important to the scholarly community, and what is your contributions? Okay, what is the contribution? Okay, so the justification. Okay, the justification when the reader is read your thesis, they need to find out the research of the problem. So in the study, and the very strong of justification. It seems like when you are using the qualitative or using the quantitative method, this is maybe for me, if I go to the examiner, I will ask him the candidate why you choose the qualitative research, why you not to choosing the quantitative research, because that issues that question will appear in the Viva because there is no clear in the problem statement. Once that the problem statement is clear, it looks like it's very clear for the methodology. Is it clear for the parts of the qualitative? Is the part of the quantitative? Why this study is suitable for the qualitative? Because that is clear for the problem statement, in the problem statement. Okay, in the problem statement. So that is should become shortcoming from the past research or the practice. Okay, maybe it's come from the previous research, and then maybe it's come from the practice, and maybe it's come from the manager. Okay, and then the importance, the kinds of the important things and the significance of the problem, the justification. I can see that how many times that I highlight that the justification of the problem statement. The justification, you do that research. Why? Because here. Because here. Because that point. Because that this one point. Because this is a part of very important. Your problem statement is very important things. Okay, once that the problem statement is not clear, so your research design, your methodology is automatic, is not clear. So that will be happen in your Viva, they will be confused. What the major issue? When the major issue becomes is not clear problem statement, and then it's wrong in the data analysis, and it's very the research or the thesis is not clear in the part of the discussion, because the research question, research objective, and the problem statement is not matched. So that is the bigger or the major in the Viva. Okay, it's no very good of the thesis. So for me, as we need to start as the PhD holder, as a PhD candidate, master candidate, okay, so far is from the academicians, the issue is very important. It's not the title, like say by Dr. Mani Yarasi previously. It's not about the title, because the title will be changed. Okay, until at the end of the Viva, it's because of your issue, the gaps. Okay, your justification, why you study on this paper, why you study this topic. So most important things, what can I suggest to you all, is the first step, don't too overconfident, don't too over excited to making the writing of the problem statement by 2 page, 3 page, 4 pages, because that is wasted your time. Okay, the first part is you need to clear up your literature review, previous study, in terms of the previous study, previous theory, the previous articles, previous journals, and also the most practice that in your focus, and then how about the managerial concerns for your issues. Okay, like nowadays, most of the students going to go to the digitalize of the things, the issues. like the finance, going to explore about the digitalizations of the finance, the issue of digitalization of finance. And also in terms of the Islamic social finance, it's become to the electronic zakat, electronic of hibah. Okay, so all the things, the issues going to the new issue after the COVID-19. So after the COVID-19, that we concern to all the digitalizations of the system. So this part of the topic, we need to have the strong justification. Why you choose of digitalization? So your topic is because your justification is because after we are going to the COVID-19, after the we go to the pandemic, so mostly the people prefer to the digitalizations of the method. So that is first of the your justification. But for me, it's not be a very good justification because of that's environment, that's a problem, that is what they happen in currently, that we giving this back effect to the environment. So when we're doing the result of the research, what can I say here? That is the part of the very challenging one that we want to write the problem statement. The first part is you need to have very lots of read of the articles, because we are knowing to about their justification, the clear pictures about that your particular issues. Like for example, the issues about the what you call that, the digitalization of the finance. So you search about digitalization of the finance, so you can see that there's so many of the scholars, so many of the articles is presenting of digitalized finance. But we need to explore more what the problem, what the issue of digitalized finance is. Maybe it's more to the scammers issues, because we are doing the technology, so many detections of the problem of the scammer, as well as previously the previous we call that the previous year that they have no issues about the scammer. But when we're going to the highest of the technology, so many scammer that we are facing. So that is the problem. Okay, so that is a very part, we call it a very part of uh, important things in the thesis. So how to start it? How to start it? Okay, not necessarily what I said before. Not necessarily you are searching for very good articles and then you bring out everything. Okay, if article have the 100 pages, you print out everything in the 100 pages. So I'm not recommend to all my students to do that, because the most important is that we need to identify the very important point in that particular of the articles that we are referring. So the first one, the action number one. So write down the purpose statement of your study. So to who are preparing for your proposal defense, preparing for your candidate defense or pre-viva or the viva, please making the summaries. The first part is purpose statement of your study. The short statement, only the short statement. What the purpose of your study? Because this is a very famous question by Angelina. What the purpose of the study? Why you do that? Why you choose this topic? Right? And then the action number two. Okay, action number two, we need to find out the purpose statement or key terms that will help you. Okay, will help you to start your literature review. The keyword to search of your study, to find out all the purpose of the statement, to find out the very strong of justification of why you study, why you need that research. Okay, and then the action number three, this is a part I very like to suggest my student. Look for the study similar to your problem statement. It's not going to copy paste. It's just want to know the step of the structure, how to write the problem statement. It's become the main of references. So looks how the previous study looks of your senior, maybe Okay, what I refer during my PhD. I'm choosing the Islamic social finance by doing this on some investigations of the zakat management for the zakat on business. So I am searching for the looks of the similars of the studies. So once of the my reference is become my examiner during my viva. So he is known, the professor Dr. Jaffrey from the University Utara Malaysia. He is known that I am making his thesis the main of the reference, because I'm making some of the writing when I write the background, when I write the problem statement, when I write the things in my thesis, I'm making of the reference for the main of the reference. So I'm using this part, this action, because it's one of the very shortcut way to you to know that what the pattern of the academicians write. It seems like when we going to the publish your article, publish your journals, publish your we call it your knowledge, publish your experience. So all the things you need may have making that very good in the references. Okay, and then action number 4, look for a study for your similar to your problem in other country. Maybe that will be happen. That will be giving some of the clear picture. The other country, what they happen to other country, what the different by other country, what the kind of the action we need to take it for our country as compared with other country. So that is a part of how to start it. How to start it. For my suggestion, is it right? Is it right? Uh, First part is we are going to have the clear, very clear picture what you want to do it. What you want to do. The first part is you not go necessary to compulsory to jump to writing the problem statement. You need to explore more the previous research. You need to explore more of the previous sources to get the clear of the picture for the problem statement, the clear of the picture of the issues, so that will give you a clear of the picture how you want to justify your issues. And also what can I say, that when a student is come to me, they are excited that want to ask me what the suitable method that I need to use, ma'am. So I just say that you don't to go to over excited, over confident that you need to choose the qualitative or quantitative. Okay, because this part is the second step. Once that you are successful in justification why you need to study, why you are doing this topic, why you are giving the clear picture for the problem statement. Okay, so that is from me. So thank you very much for your time, and we are going to open for the discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Dr. Nur Mariana. For your,
Jessica,
yes, Prof.
I have question to Dr. Muna. How are you, Dr. Muna? Nice to meet you again.
Why you ask me this night? You know that it's come to midnight right now.
Yeah. So I have one question to you. Because Dr. Mani Arasi talking about qualitative.
Yeah.
I think you are quantitative.
Yeah.
So there's another method, people talking multi-method. A lot of people confuse mixed method or multi-method. So how are you going to explain this? Why people go on that multi-method, combining these two methods in their research? So briefly explain to us why.
Okay. The first one is, you mean that the student are going to do mixed method, qualitative and quantitative? Is it right, Prof?
Yeah. Because he said the issue or research problem will determine the method. Okay, but a lot of research now going on that stream lah. No
Yeah,
more like
I'm
one.
really agree that some of students were very excited about actually. We are going to explore the qualitative at the same time to explore the quantitative. At the first part, they want to give us very clear of the discussion part. Okay, for my study is also is I'm going to the one I'm using the first part I'm using the quantitative, but to defend my discussion I'm using the qualitative. Short of interview, short of the interview. This is a part actually, Prof. It becomes to making a very strong objectification the problem statement. Okay, they want to making the data analysis. Okay, data analysis by using the first going to the quantitative by using the questionnaire, using the Likert scale, even there is 5 Likert scale or 7 or 10 Likert scale, and then they want to making a very strong discussion. So they are going to the quantitative approach, qualitative approach, because the first part is want to justify the data from the qualitative is correctly, and also is giving a good answer and match with the objective of the research. It's need to back to the it's need to back to the problem statement. They are want to solve the problem statement, want to solve the problem statement, and they say that the problem statement seems that need to have the very good answer by doing the qualitative and the quantitative. But my suggestion to my student, it's better to focus the one things on the quantitative, or you choose the qualitative, not go to the mixed method. It's very challenging part of my suggestion. Because I have one of my friends, if they're doing the mixed method, there is so more problem of in terms of the issues. Why you are using the mixed method? There is so many questions during the Viva. So that's all, Prof.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe next you can talk about mixed method. The challenges. Okay. Because I gone through a lot of research. I think the thing goes back to the objective lah. What is our objective of study? Because when you talk about policy matters, policy research, or you want to improve, I think you need to have quantitative numbers. People will believe on the numbers. Normally, policy maker numbers, not the what they call not non-numbers lah, like qualitative. So if you have a two, and then you will make more strong for the policymaker to apply the in your policy lah. So because I believe for most of our research actually I must go to the policy in the finally to help the community lah. Apart from publication, because nowadays I see a lot of people, go for publication, ISI, Scopus, and so on. It's okay, fine for me, but lacking on this particular part of the important that policies to be, implemented. I believe during my time, 80s, 90s, and all the professors well known, like Professor Samsu Amri, Jomo, and Raja Rasya, and all the big names in the country now. They all actually publication, yes, I believe on that, but they also going on the more on the policy, and then they become expert in the country. So my advice to the young lecturers now, because I'm going to very soon, I'm going to retire soon. I will say goodbye to academic, but I'm telling the young lecturers like Dr. Muna and many of young lecturers here, you all should focus on on that point also. Make sure that we don't lag our country behind, because research must go to the policy, and the policy must go to the community, and the community go to rakyat. I mean, sorry, I'm speaking Malay, to the people in particular countries. So cross research is very important. I hope Dr. Muna, our faculty of why I bring you here, to hope our faculty entrepreneurship and across the country. Let's go to the India. We go and promote entrepreneurship. I think we are number one. I think Dr. Muna, we are number one entrepreneurship university in Malaysia. I just inform all the participants here. We are number one entrepreneurship university given accreditation by the Ministry of Education. I hope we can, Dr. Mona, we can do collaborate and help our community in India. There are a lot of Indian community, women, and industry need our expertise. I hope through this network, hopefully we can more collaboration. And I think our dean is very supportive. And Dr. Mona, as head of department, I think we should bring our students, like Jessica, master student, PhD student. Let's go to India and learn. And also Indian community, please come to our country and learn each other. And that's how we exchange our ideas. So thank you, Dr. Mona. All the
Thank you
best for
very
you.
much. And I'm still very I know that some of the lack of my knowledge experience, because I am the I can say, Prof, I am the youngest, youngest, and the youngest one. And then I noticed that this session is not just for the students; it's also come from the professor, from the academician. So I just think that this is a part of the discussions for the discussion, and I can see that I am I am doing it for the learning process to become a very good academicians, and I need of the suggestions and the recommendation from you, especially from the Indians. Thank you very much, Prof. Okay, so I think that is have the question or simple suggestion from the Anil Kumar, please.
Yeah. So, Professor, actually, I have actually chosen some topic which is actually a little bit hybrid. Actually, so there is a conventional. I'm into finance, so agricultural finance. So there is traditional finance and there is also modern finance based on alternate data. So I'm trying to build a hybrid model, and but problem is I'm not able to find literature. Either I'm finding for traditional finance or I am finding for the modern way of finance. So I'm trying to develop a hybrid model wherein both benefits of both the models can be actually utilized for financial inclusion. Basically, I'm interested in smallholder farmer finance. So can you just help me in narrowing down the topic and maybe work on that?
Are you going to the hybrid model?
Yeah, I'm trying to develop a hybrid model where alternate data can be used to include the smallholder farmers who are actually not having any credit history.
Okay,
So
if you don't mind that, Mr. Anil, can you share to me your hybrid model or your purpose of the studies?
Yeah, I can.
Then I just leave my email address here,
Yeah,
and
please.
you can share with me, because I mostly very interesting for your topic. Okay, that is a very interesting topic, Mr. Anil. So please, I write this at the chat, my address. Why I cannot? Okay, my address is Mariana, MARIANA .md@umk.edu.my. Why I cannot write in at the chat, Jessica?
Yeah, me
I think
also.
the organizer already in it.
Chat is disabled, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
you got it, Mr. Anil? Mariana
Maria, Muhammad.
.md@umk.edu.my.
.my.
Yeah, my.
Okay, I got it. I have noted down.
Okay.
I'll share the details.
I need go to the detail about your model firstly, and then your purpose of the study. Can you clear out the picture of the hybrid of your model?
Yeah.
So I don't want to give the wrong answer to you without I need to know further, deep and more discussion with you. It's a very interesting and a very we call that a very interesting topic.
Yeah, so I got stuck at this literature review. You said look for similar works.
Yeah,
so I'm not able to find similar works because of this problem.
Yeah, because it is some of the issue in the finance that they have the very lack of the previous study, very lack of the literature review. I agree that it's very lack of the literature review of the finance. So how we want to defend our problem statement without any of the strong in the previous study? So that is the happened to the some of my colleagues and my PhD student was that they did not found that very strong, Prof Yasmin, very strong justification from the literature review. Okay, because they lack, okay, especially for the topic of the Islamic finance. Okay, like hibah, like zakat, like wakaf, that is a very new topic, new issues. So how to want to defend with by facing the lack or the little bits of the resources by the previous study. Okay.
I just wanted to add something here. So as a branch manager, I have turned down a lot of small marginal farmer applications because they didn't have credit history.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this topic is of a lot of use, interest for me personally also.
I'm so interested in this topic. So we going to the next communication with you, Mr. Anil. Ken?
Thank you.
All right. Next, Jessica, you raise your hand.
Yes, doctor. I have question. In the slide, you mentioned about literature review metrics, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know what is the best element that we need in this literature metric.
Okay, I said that is previously actually, Jessica. Maybe you are missing something of that. You making one of the table for the literature's review, or using this one of the software we call that the literature review metrics. Okay, but I'm using the manual, only the manual. Okay, any manual, because Mr. Ani, you should know that when we are going to the finance field, so we are going to the structures or the smarts of the study. I didn't say that the other field is not go to smart of study, but the finance, when we are going to the finance, we are going to the statistical, we are doing the sum of the table. Okay, when we write a draw of the table, the first column you go to the author. Okay, the next column you go to the title or the main of the focus on that particulars of the articles. The next column, they are going to the what of the currents of the what the main of the problem on the issues or the articles. And the last column, your argument, your critiques, because you need critics the problem. Because in terms of the literature review, you're not just giving this, for example, from the Prof Yasmin 2021 say that blah 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 blah. Okay, you say that there's only the Yasmin say that way, but you don't give any argument. Okay, any argument. However, for example, the next sentence, however, Yasmin blah 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 is not give the clear of the picture on these issues. Why? Because there is a lack of the methodology. Maybe that is one of the good of statement in the literature review. So therefore, this study will develop, okay, the first point, the first hypothesis. Okay, once that you are doing the quantitative method, you are going to develop the hypothesis. So therefore, this study will develop, propose the first hypothesis. Because why? Because Yasmin 2021 is not saying that, okay? It's not giving the clear picture what you want to do. Okay? They have the lacking by the Yasmin 2021. Okay? Sorry, Prof, you act as my example. Okay? So that is how you need to write, how you need to do it. Okay, Jessica, is it clear?
All right, thank you, doctor. Because I have a internet connection, so I didn't hear about this metric actually. So that's why I ask again. All right.
I'm develop the metric is so that we can justify making of very good justification during the viva. Okay, during the viva. So we are going to the list. What I have do is I'm making the literature review metric for the not go to the general, we go to specific. When we are going to the quantitative approach, we have dependent variable, we have independent variable. it seems like my research, I have independent, dependent variable, and moderator and mediator. So the part of the four of this variable, I'm making the four of the metric, literature review metric. Okay, this metric I bring up during my Viva, so that it's easy to me to refer which one. Okay, without I'm going to the literature review one by one. Okay, one by one. All right, so that's all. Anyone? Okay, maybe there is the last one. Okay. Okay.
Hi, Dr.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Dr. Nur Mariana.
Hi. Maybe you are also doctor.
Yes,
Maybe you're also professor, like
yes,
Yasmin.
I am. Yeah, I am actually contacting you from the United States.
All
So I'm
right.
very interested in your presentation. It was really explicit and it was very clear. So much clarity was added to it, especially when your PowerPoint slides, those are in real visuals. I really felt very connected and like, oh no, this is like really interesting. So I don't really have a question, but I was wondering, because there's no way I could ask you this in the chat. They did not activate the chat.
Oh
If
yeah.
you would be willing to share your PowerPoint presentation with me.
Okay. It's okay. Never mind. I will share with you. Okay, but you need to
Okay, I
you
can
need to pay something.
I'll email you. I can email you. I think I have your email address just now when you mentioned. Is that
Right.
and I'll email you so then maybe you can. All right.
Okay.
That was beautiful PowerPoint presentation. Thank you so
Sorry,
much for a
sorry, I
great
need to share with
presentation.
you something. When I'm during my class also, I'm not using the slide, very formal slide, because for me the slide presentations is point and need to in very interesting PowerPoint. So the audience is not just listen your lecture, but is wow, the slide is so very nice. Okay, and that's it. Okay, because the student, okay, the prof come from the Mr. Anil Tilaga. When I'm making my slide, I'm I actually I take minimum I take 1 week, 1 week for making slide. Only 10 slide, 1 week, because I need to identify that what kind need to very suitable materials that need to attract the audience, Okay, so thank you, Tilaga. I will share with you your slide. Actually, I am using the installer from the Canvas, Canvas. Okay, Canvas template. You may have sign up or login at the account for the Canvas. It's sent to the student also. You are suitable to using this templates of the presentation by the Canvas. And also the other things is I love to learn about the presentation skill by using the VLOOD. Look, you may explore it, VLOOD. It's very interesting templates of the presentations. So
Thank you. Yeah.
thank you very much, Tilaga.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, Jessica. So,
Thank you.
thank you very much, Prof. Yasmin. Thank you for last day from me. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Balakrishnans. He is very helpful person, humble person, and I know that he invite me as a speaker and sharing the with the international virtual workshop is he know that I am willing to learn something new from you all. Okay, so that's all. Thank you very much. Okay, so